So, after writing The Illusion, which is about sexuality, I started to get something in the back of my mind pretty quickly, along with many other things, but this one being very important, I think. Um, about so The Illusion is about sexuality, and I started to get another idea in my mind, which was about love. And basically, the illusion work was all about how sexuality and our libido and our preferences, all these perversions are our choice and the results of our choices. And even something just as simple as being attracted to somebody is the result of how we choose to think and feel. And the arguments for that is in the work The Illusion. And I have an audio which I would like to redo at some point because I don't think I read it very well. I don't think it's very enjoyable to listen to. But I have an audio reading of an outdated version of me reading The Illusion on this channel, and it may I may also have shared a link to the written work in the video description. If not, I need to do that at some point. Um, but The Greater Illusion is a work I've just started, and it's about love because I think it's the same way. And I just wanted to record something, and so I figured I would go ahead and record what I've already written. And so I guess I'll just say that this is basically a second draft because I already started the first one, but then I've revised it slightly. And this is by no means it's not finished. And so I might reiterate some things or change my mind about something small here and there. Um, but this is my opinion, and I believe I'm right. And I just wanted to make a recording, so I'm going to read what I've written so far. The Greater Illusion. I wrote a booklet called The Illusion. It's about sexuality and lust. In The Illusion, I present argumentation for why nearly all expressions and emotions of human sexuality, libido, orientation, preferences, fetishes, are constructs of the mind. They are perversions. I say nearly all because I must acknowledge the tiniest seed of innate reproductive drive and affection for the other sex men and women have for each other in accordance with God's design. If you want to know about sexuality, read The Illusion. This work, The Greater Illusion, is about love and romance. The ancient Greeks had many different words for various kinds of love. The love you may have for a friend or a sibling is different from that of a romantic interest. What is love? What causes love? Love is caused by desire, a want. I want you. I want to speak with you. I want to know you. I want to touch you. I want to be near you. We know these desires cause love to come. Love is a feeling and sensation. I mean the thing humans do and experience. God's love is more than a mere sensation. An emotion is an outward expression of a feeling. It is a feeling emoted. Sadness is a feeling, but crying or weeping are emotions. Happiness is a feeling, but smiling and laughing are emotions. Anger is a feeling, but yelling, "I hate you," is an emotive expression of that feeling. Acts of love are the emotive expressions of the feeling of love, but I don't think but I don't think the acts should be equated with love itself. It's important these two are distinct in our minds. You can treat a person lovingly without feeling love for them. And I would also like to add, but I didn't write it yet, um, you can feel love for a person and not treat them lovingly as well. I think that's an important thing to note. But love itself, for the sake of the arguments to be presented, is the feeling and sensation. You might argue that love should be regarded as higher than feelings like sadness or anger, because real love leads to actions. But sadness and anger also are sources of action. The problem is we don't have enough words to describe the different things that are similar succinctly. I have to use lots of words to make my points. So if love is a feeling caused by our want for another person, why do we want in the first place? We want because of our perceptions and ideas of who and what other people are. It's not complicated. Another person is pretty or handsome. We believe they are kind, intelligent, and feminine or masculine. We believe certain things about them, mentally attaching favorable qualities to that person. Whether our perception is accurate is irrelevant to if we will love the other person or not. And that is the great illusion. Love isn't something you fall into. It is not a helpless happening of biology or the heart. We love when we choose to open our hearts to it, or when we are open, or when we open our hearts to that person. And we love when we want to. We don't love anyone we don't want to. Helplessly falling in love is not a real thing. Think about it. That's the end of that particular section, but I think I need to expand there because I think that a lot of people have experiences where they believe they helplessly fell in love with somebody, but I don't think so. And I think I can expand on that. But I don't want to be too anecdotal about my experience, so I'll just have to think about it and write about it more. What is a psychopath? Psychology tells us that psychopaths are people incapable of feeling empathy. I have an alternative hypothesis. Psychopaths won't feel empathy because they don't want to. I mean, consider how convenient it could be to your ambitions if you didn't care about anyone but yourself. Haven't you ever forced yourself to stop thinking about the morality of something you wanted to do so that you could, unbothered? I think it's best to think of psychopathy as the extreme end of a spectrum of morality and conscience, rather than as a mysterious condition of the brain. That section I have left very short because I don't have a desire to try to debunk what I consider to be the myth of this innate psychopathy that is caused by some kind of brain development problem. I just don't believe in it, and I'm not interested in arguing that too deeply. I'm just saying I don't believe in it, and I mean that's it, you know. And I these this whole idea of the born cycle, excuse me, this whole idea of the born psychopath, I think is just a myth. Love fools and suckers. Don't you think that someone who falls too often for others and gets their heart broken many times is acting stupid? If you do think so, then surely you believe that person is choosing, in a way, because of what they want for their lives, as opposed to helplessly falling in love. We intuitively know these people are choosing their destruction. It's so obvious with the frequency of their heartbreaks. We can tell that each time they have fallen for a fantasy. The difference is with this person, whose heart shatters every few months, and with a normal person, is wisdom and frequency of heartbreaks. A normal person is a bit wiser, so they make better decisions. It's common sense. Not to say that the normal person is as wise as they should be, but knowledge is power. So then, if you know that you are responsible for the yearnings of your own heart, you can make wiser decisions and avoid heartbreak. When your feelings start to develop, you can interrogate yourself and ask if it is what you really want or believe. You can properly heal from past experiences if you view them under new light. Proud of love. Some people are proud of their feelings. Their ego is behind and driving their passion. People are proud of their affections and often even express them to feel better about themselves. After all, loving is a good thing, right? This pride makes things worse for that person and the subject of their so-called affection. Choosing to adore someone you believe others don't can supply a powerful sense of moral superiority. You can see what I mean all over the internet especially. Love? A choice? Bah. Is it really so strange an idea? It does go against some of our language and may seem counter to our own experiences. Love is, or rather can be, a very powerful, overwhelming feeling. But that's only if you let it be. An enjoyable sensation. Love feels nice. It's fun, entertaining, and gives us butterflies in our stomach. Maybe this fact has something to do with foolish decisions. Lean on me. Is it really a good idea to ever make another human your rock and to lean on them with trust for strength and support? Is it possible to love others without doing that? I think so. Is it necessary to life to have someone you're leaning on? I don't think so. So, we will not be weak, then. I mean, why really desire things like being loved in return, being understood, or having someone empathetic for us? What benefit does that actually give? And for what benefits there may be, are they worth the cost? If psychopaths can get by without emotional support, then we can be just as strong. The heart wants what the heart wants. No, I don't think so. The heart wants what you want, I think. You are a soul, an individual beyond the corporeal limitations and lusts of the flesh. Loving without relying. Men and women will fail you. Only God will never fail you. So if you're going to love, don't lean on others or seek to rely on them. We take vows at weddings to promise our love, but Christ said to never swear at all, by anything. I apologize for writing about love in such an utterly unromantic way, but I think it's necessary. And at the end of the day, this truth makes love more meaningful. Our love isn't against our will. We aren't slaves to our hearts and bodies, but we are always loving because we choose to. Isn't that its own sort of romantic? Previously, I thought of romantic love as something that couldn't be helped, being the uncontrollable whims of the heart. But our hearts are our own. And that's all I've written so far. So each section is very short because I have a style. First of all, each section is short because I haven't written everything that I want to write yet. I'm just writing what comes out so far, and as I can be kind of scatterbrained, I'll write one bit of something small and then I'll write more. But I like to keep things succinct always and short, so I don't have an ambition to write something that is any longer than The Illusion is. In fact, I intend for this, I believe this work is going to be much shorter than The Illusion, and The Illusion right now is only 26 pages. I guess the page count isn't the important thing, the word count is. I don't remember how many words The Illusion is, or I don't know how many words it is, rather, but it gives a general idea of how long it is to say it is 26 pages. And this is in a much larger font because I'm writing it with my hand in a notebook. This is 12 pages so far. Much, much shorter than The Illusion. The Illusion, it's going to take you probably more than 60 seconds to read a page. But with this, I can probably read each page in like 60 seconds. Um, the Illusion is a lot more in depth, but it's only goes so far as I believe it needs to. And there's a point where I think I explain things as far as I can, and I can't really explain more in a way that's going to help people more. People kind of have to help themselves understand and to do their own thinking because I can spell everything out for somebody, but if they simply don't accept it and they don't think about what the words I'm saying, they don't understand what I'm saying, it's just not going to matter. So I'm not going to put too many words in. You might be like, well, each section you only had like one paragraph. And that's just because, in my opinion, I really don't think there needs to be more. Um, I probably will write more for some of the for some sections, but some of these sections there really doesn't have to be very much. You know, like when you read um, the Bible, you know, it's not the New Testament, like where a lot of most of the good stuff is. It's not very long. You don't have to, you know, real wisdom, it doesn't have to over explain itself. You just state the truth and then that's all you got. Like, it's not, the words don't have to be many, they just have to be true and powerful. Um, and it doesn't say anything about the quality of the words, whether or not people are convinced. Or it doesn't say anything about the truthfulness of the words, whether or not people are convinced. Um, I think that people will believe whatever they want to believe. But this is my opinion, and I'm putting it forth so that others can consider it, and I do argue it slightly. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to delve into every single possible counter argument. I'm not going to spend like years researching psychopathy so that I can meticulously debunk all of it, because I'm just not going to do that. Um, I'm not going to go read books on psychopathy so that I can conclusively say, um, and then do studies and interview people. I'm not going to do all that just so I can say, okay, psychopathy doesn't exist. I'm going to take the shortcut and I'm going to say, I don't believe that psychopathy is a real um, physical or physiological condition. I think that it's just a state of mind and of the heart. It's just something that people choose to, just the way people choose to be. Um, so yeah, this is very short, but I think it's interesting, and I will add one more section at some point that just came to mind. I'm sure, I mean, I'm gonna add more, but right now I'm gonna tell you. I want to talk about the four centers of love and of, I guess they're not of sexuality, but they're four centers of love, and that would be the mind, the heart, the stomach, and the loins. Um, so basically, the idea is that you can love someone with your mind, how you think about them. You can love someone with your heart, and you will physically feel that this sensation in the particular place that I'm talking about. So there are some people you will love intellectually, like of your intellect. The way you think about them will be favorable, and your brain, like you'll feel it in your mind, in your head. When you think about this person, maybe it'll be like a fuzziness. Some people, they are very sexually attractive to us, and so you'll feel it in your loins. Um, I say loins. I don't know if that term can apply to women, but I mean it for men and women. I mean it equally. Um, and that's it. That's basically the most based kind. The stomach is more of a friendship thing. Um, Mostly, it's more. I'm not sure. I haven't fully figured it out yet. But the stomach seems to be more of a pure and trusting and sort of an intuitive thing. And there's some people you'll be around them and you'll feel good in your stomach. And then there's other people, if you fall in love with somebody, you'll feel it, you'll literally feel it in your heart. Or if your heart gets broken, you will feel that in your heart. It'll physically pain you. So there's these four different centers in my mind. Um, and maybe there's something else, like maybe the whole nervous system is its own center of love. But so far, I just think there's the four, and it means basically you can love someone in all these different ways. And I reference how the ancient Greeks had these. I mean, I suppose modern Greeks probably still do have the different words for love. Um, because something like sexuality, a sexual attraction, being turned on, is very base, and it's not uh, it's not really, it's obviously not the same thing as a platonic love or a romantic love even. Sexuality and romance are two different things, and that's why I'm writing two different works. But this whole idea is basically just that we have control over the affections of our heart. Um, and I suppose also of our mind and stomach and loins. But the illusion itself was basically all about um, sexuality. This work is about, um, you know, I guess all four of those kinds of love that you can feel in the body there, if there is only four. And I've got to go do things now. This recording is long enough, but I just wanted to put this on here because I don't know. Maybe it's a mistake to put something I haven't finished that is like this up on the internet before, because with the illusion, I polished it very, very strongly before publishing it in any form for other people to read, because I wanted to be sure that everything was right and I wanted to articulate myself properly. So I'm not entirely sure it's the wisest thing to do to put something I only just started writing up on the internet. But to be honest, not a lot of people listen to my channel anyway, and any any feedback I'm probably not going to listen to be honest with you, because I tend to only trust my own mind at this point over other people's thoughts. So I can be very dismissive, but I don't want to. I guess I just want to start putting this out there, because like if I forget to ever do more of this, I don't want to just for it to just stay my knowledge. I want it to be put out there. So yeah,